Well, Les, welcome back to Queen's Park Rangers, more than 19 years away. How does it feel to be back here?
It's taken a long time to get here. It almost feels like you know, you have a gap year in university. This is where I learnt my trade and I went away for a little bit, but it's taken me a long time to come back home.
You've always said in the past that this is a very special club, and it's almost, I remember you saying it's where you did most of your damage. It must feel very special to be back here for a club that is so dear to you.
Yeah, you know, everybody knows it holds a special place in my heart. It's where my career started, and as you said, it's where I did most of my damage. And when I speak to people about where I went on from here, I always say, well, you've got to look back at QPR, because I probably played more times for England when I was here than anywhere else. So, you know, when you put all that together, it's great to be back and involved in trying to keep this club in the Premier League.
Now, we'd all like you to be able to pull your boots on. Sadly, you can't. Just explain to us exactly what your role is.
Well, it's the head of football operations, so it's kind of like looking after everything that goes on on the football side of things here at Queen's Park Rangers now, working closely with the manager and all other aspects of the club. I think it's about time we start producing some players that come through the academy, the under-21s and into the first team. You know, it's always, QPR's always had a tradition of doing that, and it's gone away from that in recent years. You know, and I've sat down, I've spoken to the owners, and they'd like to get back to that, because the way they feel, they can't afford to keep going out and spending money in the transfer window to bring players in, and they'd like to see that part of the club developed as well. So I'll be working closely with the guys on that side, maybe bringing some people in that can help us along on that side, but also working with you know, Harry and the rest of his team to try and improve what's going on here at the moment.
So you'll be based at the training ground at Hoilett, and you'll be involved on the training pitch.
I'll have a training ground presence, but I won't be taking any of the training. That's, you know, Harry's got his people in place to do that, but it'll just be coordinating with Harry and, you know, trying to assist him with what he needs and helping out in that area. You
had 6 years coaching at Tottenham. How much do you enjoy that side of it?
Yeah, I did enjoy that side of it, but this is the side I've always wanted to come and develop. You know, I went and did the LMA's course in applied management. I've been out on a governance forum, learning out about governance and how you work in a board of directors. So I did all that because this is the role I knew that I wanted to actually come in and do at some stage in my career. It's just come about now, and you know, I've spoken to the owners, and it's a position that they wanted to fill, and I feel I'm well qualified and in a position to do that right now.
Effectively, you'll be almost acting as a go-between between the QPR board, which is, if you like, business-based, yeah, and the football team. It's quite a specialist role, but certainly there is a place for it in modern day football. Yeah,
I think so. I think in the past, you know, people have spoken about directors of football and you know, who's choosing the players and blah 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 blah. You're not going to have none of those conflicts here. You know, I'm a firm believer in the manager of any football club is a person that decides on the people that come into his football club and plays in his team. The position that I'm in is to try and help and assist the manager in bringing that to fruition if the budget and the circumstances allow that to happen.
Does it help that you know the club so well?
Yeah, I certainly think so. I know the club well, and I'd like to think I know football quite well as well. So, you know, all those, you're putting all your experiences that you've had, and the people that, you know, I've spoken to Harry about this role, and, you know, he's pleased that I'm coming back into the club. So, you know, all round it seems a perfect fit.
And how important was it for you to speak with Harry Redknapp as well on that?
Yeah, it was important because, like, sometimes you hear about these positions being given to people and the manager not knowing, and he's not got he's saying it. But you know, I spoke to Harry about it, and he was pleased that I was coming in, and like I said, to help along with everybody else and trying to establish this football club as a team in the Premier League.
The immediate target is to stay in the Premier League. You've been to a couple of games recently. There's a challenge there ahead.
Yeah, there is, and you know, come the start of the season, we knew it was going to be a challenge. Any team that comes up from the Championship, you always know is going to struggle at some stage in the season to find some form. And, you know, most teams say to you, know, if I can finish in that 17th spot, it'd be perfect, you know, because that's one above the relegation zone, and then plan for the future. You know, all the time planning, and I think QPR are no different to anybody else. Obviously, as supporters of the club, we'd like it to finish as close to top 10 finish as possible, but that's going to take time, and that's what we're here to try and build and make sure that the club can get to that position.
And I bet now you just can't wait to get started.
No, yeah, it's, you know, we've been talking for a long time, and it's good to be back, and we'll hopefully get it started very quickly.